Improving one also sometimes come out, sometimes never come out. Yeah. So the rest of trigo is always like sometimes come out, sometimes never come out. But R formula is confirmed every time come out. So it's like super important. Okay. R formula, first time we teach, right, very difficult. You think like, why is many things? But if you can hang on it, actually it's super easy because it's always repeating the same step to get the answer. Okay. So R formula, okay, let's take a look here first. Okay. Now this formula here, okay, your first page, this one, not given in formula sheet. If you take a look at your formula sheet, okay, see, there's no like R formula in a way. Okay. But however, usually the good thing is usually the question will tell you express this as this. The question will straight away tell you the formula is R formula. Okay, you see the R there, you know it's R formula. Okay, then R formula actually is using what formula? You guys see this. Sine theta plus alpha. Can you see got something plusing inside the sign? Make a guess. Which formula actually you can use? Can you see? Is the highlighted one? Theta plus alpha. See, isn't it this one? It's your addition formula. So your R formula actually is using addition formula. Okay. Okay. Which later I'll show you guys how I do it. Okay. So this one use addition formula. Okay. Now R. How do you get R? The fastest way is you straight away square root the numbers that you see there, the A and the B. Okay. A square plus B square. This one, if you memorize, you can do it very quickly. But if you never memorize, you still can do it in a longer way. I'll show you guys a longer way before I tell you guys to memorize this. Yeah, then you guys will understand how I get an R. And then this one. Okay, tangent alpha. Alpha is acute. So usually for R formula, you need to find number one, the R. Number two, the alpha. Yeah, then you can solve. So you see this key steps to do R formula is apply addition formula, find the alpha using tangent alpha, and find the R. 3 key steps. Then you always do, you always can. Okay. Okay, I will just straight away jump into doing R formula, and then you all try your best to internalize this. Okay, so let's start with this. Number one, express. See this express 4 sine theta plus 3 cosine theta in the form of R sine theta plus alpha. Can you see this R formula? Okay. So first step, let's write it out. Okay. 4 sine theta plus 3 cos theta equals to R sine theta plus alpha first. Okay, you write this down for me first. Okay, done right? Okay, now first step, apply addition formula for this. Okay, so addition formula where? Go back to first page. Here, this is your addition formula. Okay, so get this formula out. Get this formula out. Okay, let me paste the formula here. But for you guys, you can just refer back to the first page, okay? Or you have a formula sheet beside you, it'll be good. So that you can don't need to always click here, click there, okay? Your identity there have the formula, is it? Yeah, you can use the one, yeah, from there, okay? Yeah, okay, if I apply the formula, how it looks like, okay. Now, the R stay in front, please help me to put the big bracket right there, okay? Now I'm going to apply the addition formula for this one, okay? Sine theta plus alpha. So can you see your theta is like your A? Plus here. Alpha is like your B. Can you see? So when you expand out, it should be like this. So let's copy exactly what they give us. Sine A is sine theta. Cos B is cos alpha. Plus. If here plus, here plus. Okay? Cos A is cos theta. Sine B is sine alpha. Okay, right here, anybody lost first? Lost, let me know, because you all need to understand every single step. Else later you all don't know how to. Who is lost? You can understand what I'm doing? Yeah. Process. Or process it, yeah. Okay. You all compare slowly, take your time, process it. This theta is your A. Your alpha is your B. So when you A here, you need to replace with the theta. Okay, the B here replace with the alpha. A here replace with the theta. B here replace with the alpha. Okay? It's just the A change only. A and B change only. Okay? Yeah, that right? Okay, Phoebe disconnected, so we wait a while for her. Okay, meanwhile, you'll just look at this first. You need to watch, right? Yeah. You want to do there? Yes, yes. Hi, Phoebe. I know you disconnected, so I waited for you. Do you understand until here first, Phoebe? Is it okay? No, no. Okay. Okay, Phoebe, this sine theta plus alpha, can you see it's like same as sine A plus B? It's just now they changed the A to theta and they changed the B to alpha. Can you see? Can you see it's actually the same as your addition formula? You know where I get this from or not? Phoebe, you know where I get this from? I get from the formula sheet. You know the formula sheet I wear? You can get from the exam paper, the second page, or you can get from the first page of this worksheet that I printed for you. Not printed for you because you're not here. Or like you can get from the figure identity worksheet is the first page, all the formula. Okay, can you understand? Yeah, so you just apply the formula sine A cos B plus cos A sine B is sine theta cos alpha. Cos your A is your alpha, your B is your, your A is your theta, your B is your alpha. So this one can understand first. I'm just applying the addition formula from the formula sheet. Is it okay first? Can? Can I? Okay, then I continue already. Okay, guys. So now, remember the R must times in here, times in here. So times it in for me, okay? So it will become R sine theta cosine alpha plus R cosine theta sine alpha, okay? Understand what I'm doing? Can write times R in, times R in. Can I? Can follow? Okay, then I'm gonna move on to the next part. Now I want you to compare. Do you see sine theta here? Do you see sine theta here, guys? So if that is sine theta, can you see 4? That 4 must be equal to R cosine alpha. Understand? You compare. Left hand side compare right hand side. See this, I repeat again. Sine theta equals sine theta here, right? Then what does the 4 represent? 4 must represent your R cosine alpha. Can you see? This is equal here. So the 4 must be equal to this yellow highlighted part, which also I'm going to write this R cosine alpha equals to 4. Who is lost first? Manish? Understand? Understand now? Can I understand? Say I'm lost before I move on. Else I will be more lost. Okay, then next part. Next part. Can you see cos theta here? Same. Okay, then the 3 must be what? It must be your R sine alpha. So R sine alpha is equal to your 3. Okay, so I'm comparing coefficient left hand side with my right hand side first. Then I get these two up. Okay, give you some time to internalize. Any question, please ask me. Okay, cannot, cannot. Okay, okay. Now remember the first thing is you need to find tangent alpha. Okay, the key step is find tangent alpha. You'll be like, why? Because once we find tangent alpha, then we can find the alpha. Then we can find this alpha. Then after that, we can get the answer they want. So always the next step is find tangent alpha. Now, how do I find tangent alpha? You guys know, right? Tangent is made up of sine over cosine, right? This one, do you remember I tell you guys to memorize this? So if it's sine over cosine, I will write my R sine alpha. Okay, I write this one, the sign first. Then I write my R cosine alpha. Okay, I write my sine on top, then I write my cosine below. So when you do that, can you see the R will get cancelled away? Okay, and that's why you are left with sine alpha over cosine alpha. Isn't that equals your tangent alpha? Makes sense? Okay, now what is your R sine alpha just now? Isn't it a 3? Can you see? So I sub in the 3 here. Can you see just now your R cosine alpha, isn't that a 4? So I sub in the 4 here. That's how I get tangent alpha is 3 over 4. Understand? Okay, then now to find alpha is tangent inverse negative 1, 3 over 4. Take note for this topic, very, very important. You need to check is degree mode or radian mode, okay? So can you see 0 degree to 360 degree? So if it's degree mode, make sure your calculator is in degree mode. Then you key in this part, because if it's in radian mode, you're going to have totally different answer. Okay, so if you're okay, your alpha is 36.87 degrees, somewhere around there. Okay, but actually it's good to write until 5 SF now. It's 36.869 degrees. Okay, that's the alpha. Okay, any questions so far first? My online students doing okay? And then Phoebe okay? Phoebe, any part you want to ask me? No, okay, can I continue? Okay. Now, remember after I tell you find alpha already, next thing is find R. Okay, so how do you find R? Okay, let me show you. To find R, right, everybody, can you let this be equation 1 for me? Let this be equation 2 for me. Okay? Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my 2, my equation number 2, I square it first, then I plus my equation number 1, I square it also. This is just a technique to find R. Okay? Okay, now how do I square it? Okay, everybody. If I square this is like this, right? R sine alpha square. Understand? 2 square. That's why I square this. I get this. Can you understand? Okay, now plus. I will plus, okay? Now equation 1 square. That means this one I must square. So it's a R cosine alpha square. Okay, now go to your right hand side. Is 2 square plus 1 square also. So you need to take 3 square plus 4 square. That's how you write on the other side. 3 square plus 4 square. Okay, any part lost? No? Okay. Now when I square it, agree with me. When the square go in, it go to the R, it also go to the sine. Okay, so it's R sine, R square sine square alpha plus this one you square to R square to your cosine is R square cosine square alpha equals to 3 square plus 4 square. Now take note, when you square it, right? When you square the sine, do not write sine alpha square. It's not the angle being squared. Okay, this one you cannot write like this. You have to make sure your square go to the sine here, sine square. Okay, that's how you square your trigo. Can? Okay, now, did you see R square here? I want you to factorize it up. Sine square alpha plus cosine square alpha equals to 3 square plus 4 square. I know the other side can simplify already, but for now, you just leave it for me because I want to prove to you guys something, okay? Okay, now at this point, who can tell me what is this? This is equal to what? Sine square alpha plus cosine square. Yes, cannot say 1. You guys know why is it 1? You go and see your formula, See this in your formula sheet. Sine square A plus cosine square A is 1 from your formula sheet, right? So when you reach until here, this whole thing is a 1. And if it's a 1 times times r squared, you just get back r squared, right? And can you see that? R squared 3 squared plus 4 squared. Which now, isn't it, guys, you can find your r. You just square root your 3 squared plus 4 squared. Now, this is Amath. If you try to keep this whole thing into a calculator, you're going to have a lot of decimals. So we don't live in that form. We want to live in sub form. So also, which means you have to just keep like this one. 3 squared plus 4 squared. Okay? Then leave the square root outside. Unless when you square root is a nice number, then you just go ahead to square it. Okay, in this case, it's actually a nice number. Because it's 25, you can square root the 25. Okay, so your r is 5. Okay, now, can you see? I do a bit long. I do here, 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 here. Then I get my r. In total, I do how many steps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. Then I get my r is 5, right? Okay, but I tell you guys, if you memorize the formula, it's only just going to be one step. Remember, just the is square root a plus b squared. The a comes from the number here, the b comes from the number here. You just do it, you straight away get r. You don't need to do so long-winded like me. The long-winded way I do it to show you guys is how come the formula is like that. Okay, why the r is square root a squared plus b squared is because of how I do it here. But actually, in exam to save time is you just combine everything here. You just r is square root. What is your a? Take a look. Can you see your a is 4? Because that's the only number that's here in front of your sign. And your b is 3. You just get these two numbers out. 4 squared plus 3 squared. Then you straight away get r is 5. You don't need to do so long-winded already. Okay? So usually in exam, you are not expected to show all this. This one will give you marks. This is the one that will give you marks. Okay, so this one usually maybe worth like half mark or 1 mark. So I would suggest you just memorize the formula line. Okay? Okay, so now we got r already. So now combine everything together. So can you guys write this out for me again? Okay, write this out. But now let's start in the r, let's start in the theta. I mean the alpha. Okay. So if I write this out, and let me just write 4 sine theta plus 3 cosine theta equals to, now my r, can you see, is 5. So I sub it, I should already write 5 there already. Okay, then sine alpha plus beta alpha, theta plus alpha. Alpha, just now isn't we found already? Alpha, can you see this? We found 36.869. So let's sub it in here. 36.869 degrees. Okay, so your r formula, you are done. This is your r formula. Okay, this is what they want, isn't it? This is what they want. See? They want you to express like that. Okay, so you got r formula already. Yeah, just that you copy first. Is it okay? Don't have space with it to do. Maybe you'll take another step. See what solving part you're not done yet. We have ready writing. Okay, so let's continue now to solve. Okay. See this? They say hence solve the equation when they say this equals to 4.8. Okay, so do you see 4 sine theta, 3 cosine theta, isn't it this? So when they say this is equal to 4.8, right? Like when they say 4 sine theta plus 3 cosine theta is 4.8, isn't it saying that since this is equal to r formula of that, you can replace this with your r formula, which is 5 sine theta plus 36.869 degrees equals to 4.8. Can scroll up? Okay, can. Anybody lost? I'm basically replacing this with the r formula. Okay, then you'll be thinking, why you need to replace? Because if you want to solve, you look at this, if you want to solve, you can't solve it. Why? You got sine, you got cosine, you got two different unknown variables. How can you even solve? Usually when we solve, it's like what kind? It's like only got like this, right? 4.8. Like that we can solve, right? Because we can like divide by 4, right? Then after that we find the basic angle and stuff like that. But that's only because we only have sine alone. But you see this one got sine and cosine together, so you can't solve. That's why you need to change to r formula. Because after you change to r formula, can you see there's no cosine anymore? There's only sine. That's why you can solve from there. Yeah, so that's the purpose of our formula, is for you to solve question that has sine and cosine in it. Okay? Okay, then how do we solve from here? It's actually the same thing that we did 2 weeks ago. First thing, remove the 5. So you divide by 5 first. It's 69. 4.8 divided by 5. Next thing, find basic angle. I hope you guys never forget this, 2 weeks ago. Basic angle, sine inverse the number on the right-hand side. Look at this. Okay. Sine inverse 4.8 divided by 5. Your basic angle is 73.7339. Okay. Okay, now check the range every time. In this case, your range, they say, is between 0 to 360, right? Your theta is 0 to 360. So I need you guys to write it out. Your theta is between 0 to 360. Got inclusive or not? Between 0 to 360. Okay, I guess they between can include also. Okay. Okay, now can you see inside your angle here is theta plus 36.869? Which also means you have to change your range there. You have to make sure you add the 36.869, which will then make sure you here also must add the 36.369. Okay, 869. Then here also must add the 36.869. So you just get your calculator, 360 plus 36.869. That's how you get your new range is 396.869. Like this. Yeah, then okay. Then now we start doing already. Get out this theta plus 36.869 equal to, remember solving always must look at your quadrant ASTC. So can you see this is positive? So if it's positive, is which quadrant? Which quadrant for sine? Yes, A and S, right? Okay, now if it's A, isn't it the angle is just your basic angle of 73.739? So equals to 73.739. This is the basic angle right here. Now to get the angle in your second quadrant, Bernice, can you tell me how do I get the angle in the second quadrant? Yes, 180 minus the basic angle 73.739. Okay, now you might think you're done. Don't forget your range. Can you see you went up to 396? Remember when you go one round at 360? So 396, what does it mean? Means it might go one more round. Okay, so if it go one round and one more basic angle right there is actually 360 degrees plus the basic angle of 73.739. But then is it out of your range? You just check. If you plus the basic angle, is it over the 396? Over, right? 360 plus 73 is over 396, right? So that means our range then don't need to do one more round. Just do a check only. Can I say anything else so far? Okay, then from here can get theta already. This one bring over minus 73.739 minus 36.869. Then the other one, 180 minus 73.739. Now you add a minus with 36.869. Okay? So your final answer is 36.9 round off to 1 dp because this is angles. So round 1 dp will be like this. 69. The other one, you round off to 1 dp is 69.4 degrees, 1 dp. Done. That's how we solve. Okay. So our formula involves solving also at the back caution. Hey, if you guys understand what I'm talking about, I'm going to leave some time for you to try the next one. This one is, I think you got 1 0. I think you tried it.